One of the number one things that beginner marketing agency owners struggle with is how to actually get your very first clients. And so in this video, I want to break down how I did it when I was trying to get my digital marketing agency up and running. And I also want to cover why that was probably the wrong way to do it, because frankly, it just took way too long. And I want to give you a better strategy and map out a good plan for you to be able to do this. So that way you can start getting results and actually getting paid clients coming in way quicker than I did. So if you're brand new here, my name is Matt Wasek. I'm CEO and founder of Landscape Marketing Pros, a digital marketing agency currently doing about $35,000 a monthly recurring revenue. And I make these videos because I really wish this information was available to me 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago when I was trying to get my agency off the ground. And the reason that this is so important is because if you're not able to get your first couple clients, get them really good results and turn them into testimonial videos that are going to be able to speak to your future prospects, you're going to be fighting an uphill battle for as long as you own this particular business. And you don't want to try doing it because it just sucks without doing it this way. Now, with that said, what I encourage you to do at the end of this video is go down below to the first link in the description or the pinned comment down beneath this video, register for my HVA webinar. On that broadcast, you're gonna wanna watch that end to end because I'm gonna show you some insane concepts that are gonna help you attract, close, and retain clients for the long haul so you can actually have a profitable marketing agency with clients that come to you and stay on board for month after month after month. You can stack that recurring revenue and have yourself a very nice profitable business. And after this presentation is complete, first link in the description or the pinned comment down beneath the video. I want to just go over very briefly how I got my first couple of clients. And so basically 2015, 2016, I had a landscape company. I discovered that the fact there's an entire economy online, I wanted to build a business there because the scalability, the low overhead, it just seemed like an absolute win-win. It took a lot longer than I anticipated though. And so what I was doing was cold calling, cold emailing, cold outreach, and even running ads on Facebook, trying to get clients. And of course I had terrible offers at that point in time. I'm just hammering them with, hey, I'll do your SEO. Hey, I'll do your website, this and that. It's going to be $1,000 a month and all these sorts of things, reaching out to roofing companies, siding companies, chiropractors, dentists, and it just never went anywhere. The only thing I got were a couple mean emails back to me. And so what did finally work was kind of swallowing my pride and reaching out to my existing network of business owners that I had met over the years, because I had a landscape company for about 5 years, and I had offered to do their website and SEO for free. And I finally got one to say yes. And so I did that. I'm paying for the hosting. I'm writing all the content on all their pages. And there was no AI to help you back then. You had to write this stuff from scratch. And then doing all the backlinks and all that sort of good stuff. It took forever to get his website to rank because he was in a pretty competitive city, brand new domain. Google Business Profile was brand new as well. But then once he finally got ranked, he's getting tons and tons of leads. And that got me my first testimonial. Didn't know that I needed to do a testimonial video back then, but he just did a write-up and it worked out fine because then I used that to get my first actual web design clients. And those were 2 other landscape companies. And I believe it was like $3,000 for each website. Put a ton of effort into their website. So we're talking probably a couple hundred hours into each because I wanted to make sure that everything was going to work out really well for them. And so it did, because their businesses absolutely just skyrocketed over the next year. We're talking 6 and 7 figure revenue gains. And so what I did then was I got them to make testimonial videos for me. And so this was fine and dandy. However, this took way too long. That was a 3 to 4 year long period where a lot of it I was really struggling and I hated my life every single day. And while that was a really good character building journey for me, I really don't want you to have to go through that. It's just not needed. And it was a disaster. And so with knowing what I know now, I want to break down the process of how I would go out if I was getting started today to try to get my very first clients and to get this snowball to start rolling. All right, step number 1 with getting all this going is that you need to have a job. I try to do this by not having a job, very limited funds coming in with like the lead gen SEO that I was doing, and I was living back with my parents. And because of that, I had limited funds to be able to invest to make things happen. And so as a result of that, it just took way longer. You have time, you have money. You got to pick which one you want to use, because when you use more money, you can use less time and vice versa. When you have a job, you can be able to spend in order to make this happen. Because if you could just save up 2 to 3, maybe $4,000 to put into this business, that's going to save you a ton of time and rapidly increase your path to success compared to a lot of other businesses like a restaurant or a construction company or engineering firm, all these sorts of other businesses. That is absolutely nothing that you have to invest to get this thing off the ground. So have a job, set aside some money, live really cheap for a period of time, and continue living cheap even when you get clients and you're able to go full time. Stay living very cheap because it's just going to make your life easier. Step number 2 is very quick and straight to the point. Pick a niche. I know a lot of agency creators out here are going to say just try to do something broad, but I think the sooner you niche down, the better, because you're going to be able to be specialized in it. I did a video a little while back on selecting the right niche. Check that video out and get some ideas for an industry to serve. That's just going to help you that much more, because when you know and understand an industry that you're going to be doing marketing for, you're definitely going to be able to get better results for them because you're going to understand that industry that much better. Step number 3, you need to create a service program for what you're actually going to provide your first clients. And so I highly recommend not doing what I did, which was SEO, because that's what I knew and that's what I was comfortable with. But you need to do something ads based because it's going to work 10 times faster. You can get an ad campaign up and running in about 2 to 2.5 weeks. SEO takes months and months and months and months. And yes, it's an amazing, amazing service to provide great long-term profits for both you and your client as well, because the lead cost goes down so much over time. However, it takes a long time. And in the very beginning, you don't have a lot of time. So what I would suggest that you do is put together a service program that's going to include running the ads and building landing pages, and then some type of call and form tracking. So that way your client can assess the performance of what you're providing them. Based on my experience, Google Ads is going to be the absolute best way to go. Google pay-per-click specifically for home service businesses, law firms, dentists, chiropractors, all that sort of stuff. It's going to be way better. It's going to convert better. The lead quality is going to be way, way higher because there's buyer intent versus Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all the other places where you have to do a pattern interrupt and those people aren't even necessarily looking for the service. You want to have the path of least resistance when it comes to client results. And so that's the best way to do it. All right. So by this point, you have a job or some money set aside so you can actually make this business work way quicker than what I had done and what many others do, because they never even get off the ground because they're stuck in la la land. And the next thing is that you have a niche selected and now you now have a service program. And so it's natural that step 4 is to put together some type of offer. And this is essentially what you're going to be communicating to your prospects of what you're going to do for them and how it benefits them. The easiest way to do this with a trial client is going to be providing the service of creating and managing the ads and the landing pages 100% free for the first month. And you can even include ad spend. If you want to do the first month, let's say it's $2,000 in ads, you cover that. And so you'd be out about $2,750, maybe three grand. And that's if you're covering all the ad spend. You could also work out a deal and say, hey, we'll cover the first $1,000 in ad spend. And let's say that takes about 2 weeks for them to burn through that much ad spend. And then if they're happy, they can continue with the ads. And then after that first month, if they like the results so far, they can then continue on for X amount per month. And so I'd kind of give them a little bit of a discount rate at that point, if and only if they provide a video testimonial. And actually, I'd really make that mandatory that they create that testimonial video if the results are good, especially after that first month or even 2 months or whatever timeline it is. The sooner though that you can get that testimonial video, the better, because then you have a business owner in your industry on camera saying their journey of working with you over whatever time period that it is, saying, wow, this has been amazing. We came into this with really no idea what was going to happen. We added 50 grand in revenue, 100 grand in revenue. And then the final question that you want asked in that video testimonial is, what would you say to somebody considering our services? And so many business owners are going to say, man, I wish I would have done this sooner, or something along those lines. And then congratulations, you have one of the most powerful tools of leverage when it comes to closing agency clients, because you have other business owners saying how great your service is. So the next step, which is number 5, and that is to get the word out of your new offer. So that way you can get some trial clients coming in, and get them results, get them turned into testimonials, and then use that to start scaling to get actual paid clients. For how to actually get the word out there, of course is the standard stuff that everyone talks about: cold email, cold calling, all this sort of stuff. I think the absolute best ways, if you have very little money to spend, is going to be social media messaging from your agency's page to a business's page. So ideally going to be something niche focused, and make sure that your actual page has some stuff on there. Don't create a page today and start messaging. Create a page 2 weeks ago and start posting consistently, and have a link to your website and have a logo and make it actually look like you're a company, versus you just looking like a complete spammer. Now, again, your offer is going to be really good, so it should be a little bit easier to convert. But you could also do this if you have had a regular agency, you'd say you're just ABC Media or whatever, and you've had that in existence for 2-3 years. That would work actually well too. You could kind of just say in your messaging, hey, we're focusing in on working with roofers. Would you like to try insert your offer? 100% free, ads covered, whatever, all that sort of stuff. That's going to work out really, really well. I think the absolute best way to do this though, if you already have some money set aside, let's say you want to put $500 to $1,000 into this, and this is what I would do if I was to start over again, run ads on Facebook. The amount of exposure you can get for just $500 is insane. And especially if you have this type of offer where it's 100% free to try out, there's literally no risk for the client to take, you're going to have a ton of leads coming in, and then you can screen out who's going to be the best fit for you to be a trial client for your new program. And so those two methods are going to be really the best way to get the word out of your new offer, to get those first trial clients. That is how you can get your first client in the next 7 days for your digital marketing agency. What I encourage you to do is take this a step further. Go down below, register for my HVA webinar, first link in the description, pin comment down beneath the video as well. That's where you're going to be able to see some absolutely life-changing concepts when it comes to attracting, closing, and retaining clients, and also the potential opportunity to work with me one-to-one for how we can help you start and grow your marketing agency. Go down below, drop a like on this video, comment below your thoughts. If you put this to work, let me know. Love to hear how well this worked for you. And also be sure to join the ever-growing family of agency owners that actually win by clicking the subscribe and also the bell for notifications so you know when all my newest content comes live here on the channel. And so with that said, my name is Matt Wasik. Thanks for checking out my channel. We'll see you in the next video.